Okay, I'm walking. I'm trying to get my blood moving because my hands are like ice. And my heart is very slow moving. My pulse is not good. So I have to run around all crazy. But it just made me think is I have to tell people I have a pre-existing medical condition. One doctor had called it congenital heart failure. I was in the early stages of it, but it had to do with my craniotomy. I had heart damage because my heart stopped. I died. On the table, they bring me back. And it happened quite a few times. And when they touch a part of my brainstem, it's tried to kill me. All right, when they're getting my brain tumor off. And so, because of that, I had heart problems. And my heart would beat at like over 100. And I never felt a breath. I was never tired, or anything from, it didn't really, I didn't understand, that I had the heart failure. It didn't sink into me, all right? But that's what they had called it. I refused to acknowledge it. So I figured I was that person, well, whatever, I have heart problems, screw you, I'm living forever, because I had small children. And so I just went through the motions, tried to take care of myself. I was a single mom. I didn't, I was just like, whatever they say. They kept saying, I tried, I was not a bad, I tried to take care of myself and try to take care of my children to be very healthy. All right. But I wanted to tell you about this. When I was in Walnut Street, I rented a room. I was on my bed, and I was like, I did pain right here. It's very bad. I didn't understand it, and then it was like my shoulder. It was like a pain. It's very bad, very bad. It's scary bad. Like I never. It wasn't. It was. I was afraid because I had never felt it before. Okay, that's what was scary. It was like, oh my God, is this a heart attack? Because I didn't know, right? And it was like in my shoulder blade, like in my back, and my arms, my hands went numb. They were numb, and I was like, so now it's like my hands are numb, and I'm like, move, all right. So and also in my chest hurt. It was like it hurt so bad. I can't even explain to you the pain that came. It's like radiating. It was like breathless, and I was there, like took my breath away, and I look up, and I was like, because like, is this real? I'm too young. I'm too young for this. But I had heart problems, okay? But so I was like, and I hear my dad's voice, and he's like, Jess, get up. You're having a heart attack. Go get in the bathroom. Right? But so I got up, and I went downstairs, and he's like, stand underneath the water, right? And I just, he's telling me, hurry up, stay calm, go down the stairs. And I stood underneath the water in the shower. I was lucky no one was in there. It was scary, I never went to the doctor for it, but I stood there and I was breathless, and afterwards I was so tired. I passed out for a long time. I went upstairs after that. My chest, it was like I had never been so tired before in my whole life. And it was scary. That was scary. I tell you right there, that was very scary. I was just like, oh. There's before accents, like this before. And it was like, oh my goodness. But after that, oh, you have no clue how grateful I was to hear my dad.